The Maine Celtics finished 500 during the winter showcase period. J.D. Davison is playing phenomenal during his second year and stint with the Maine Celtics. Jordan Walsh gets high praise from Sam Hauser on his growth during year 2 for the Maine Celtics. And last but not least, there's other Maine Celtics to look out for just in case they get called up or get added onto the two-way system from this year and to years to come. I'm Isaac Agyekum-Harris, and you're watching Celtics Digest, where we talk about everything Boston Celtics and also Maine Celtics. Now, before I get into this breakdown of what's going on with our G League team this year and some of the notable pieces that are going on in there, please like and subscribe and follow the channel if you have not already. Because of this, when you do this, like, subscribe, or follow, actually helps us as creators on this channel to give you more Boston Celtics news and content. So, if you haven't already before I get into this, please subscribe to the channel. Now, I'll give you guys a little time to do all that, but let's get into this. So, first and foremost, starting off with the G League, the Maine Celtics stay 500 with a solid roster. Amazing. So, well, not actually great. They fell in Orlando during the Winter Showcase championship round period to the Austin Spurs, unfortunately. But that given that loss, they still look good and they still look solid, finishing off going 8-8, finished 4-6 during the first part of the half of the season, but going 8-8 for the whole G League Winter Showcase. And for those who do not know how this works, is during the first half of the G League season is considered not the regular season. It's considered the showcase period, or up until the Winter Showcase, which is usually rotated around. The first time they did this around was in Las Vegas, and this past year was in Orlando, where the G League team who actually does well and wins the showcase period tournament, if they get invited based off their record, gets each G League player gets an extra $100,000. Unfortunately, our Maine Celtics did not do that well, and the Westchester Knicks actually finished off the Indiana Manats and actually won that game and won that championship game. But we can hold out till next year. But keep in mind, staying focused on the topic, finishing 500 with some notable standout players on there. First and foremost, we have to talk about our rookie, J.D. Davison. So J.D. Davison leads the G League in assist. That's actually a big accomplishment for him. He has grown a lot since his rookie year last year, staying with the Maine Celtics, and we can throw up the graphic for this. J.D. Davison was on a roll. He's leading the G League in assist, and he's on a two-way still, averaging 27 points and 9.7 assists. That's just a little older tweak going on in the last couple weeks before the winter holiday and the winter showcase break. And I have to say, this is actually very important. This is huge because we've been always looking, the Celtics the past couple years, and especially this year, we've been looking at our point guard situation very differently. Marcus Smart has been traded. Derrick White, we don't know what's going on. And Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum haven't been consistent enough decided on, hey, who's going to be the primary ball handler? And Jrue Holiday's getting up there in age. And we're looking at older point guards as a buyout option or a trade option like Alex Caruso. Him leading the G League in assist as of up to this point is actually a big deal and a major, major plus that we have in-house talent that we can pull up from a two-way that we can show off in the league. And when he's ready, he'll make that jump. So him leading the league in assist and earning Player of the Week honors. And I believe he also set the franchise record for the Maine Celtics in assist, which is great. So how I think this is important, always keep in touch and see how that G League game is going. It's something to just keep in mind there. So J.D. Davison is playing outstanding. He's growing and his assist is going up. And that's someone that you could probably look at later in the year, come after the All-Star break, that along with Drew Peterson, who's also a new two-way star for the Maine Celtics, to add up just for point guard depth, just in case Derrick White or Jrue Holiday, something happens, just to help finish up and pick up those pieces. That's a good addition that we have right there. Now, moving forward, talking about our next person, Sam Hauser gave Jordan Walsh some high praise, some very, very high praise. Now, why this is important, Sam Hauser came from the Maine Celtics organization and moved his way up to now a permanent role and a permanent contract off the bench. Now, A lot of the Celtics fans are decisive about this. I get this. But for the most part, he's been playing well. Now, Jordan Walsh has shown a lot of growth, but he's not there just yet. I mean, and we can show the quotes for that. So Sam Hauser just recently said, you can tell he's got a lot of potential and a lot of talent. So I know he's working really hard, and every time he comes back here, it looks like he's gotten better. Added the Virginia alum, that Sam Hauser, former UVA Cavalier, and now Boston Celtics. So excuse me right there for repeating myself. But let me just put this out clear. I actually did see the Maine Celtics play a couple weeks back, and they look good. Jordan Walsh looks like the best athlete on the team. And he has his moments, he has his perks, but there's still a lot of growth in there. He can be a great 3-and-D wing that could actually distribute and do that driving kick. He reminds me of a baby Jayson Tatum. And I know for some of you guys are thinking that's a big stretch. Jayson Tatum is a unicorn in his own level on his own, but Jordan Walsh can become that Jayson Tatum type player, a strong player off the wing that can play well, slash, and maybe get a good mid-range jumper in and maybe shoot a little bit. Problem is, he's making a lot of mental mistakes right now, and it's showing. He's one of the best athletes on the floor when you see him play, but hopefully he can grow from that, and that's what it's looking like, that he's grown from since the last time I saw him play, which is about 2.5 weeks ago. So shout out to Jordan Walsh there, but he's someone that you need to look out for. Obviously, he's one of our other two-way guys coming from Arkansas, 6'6" long wing. He could be very helpful in the future just on the defensive presence alone. But he's got to improve. He's got to be more decisive about his decision-making and just how he plays the game IQ-wise. Now, moving forward from talking from Jordan Walsh, who's actually a very interesting piece, we got some other pieces I want to mention here too, So some other notable Maine Celtics players. The other notable Maine Celtics players that I talked about, that I will talk about and go into this year, other than obviously J.D. Davison and Jordan Walsh, we also added Jrue Peterson after we signed him to a two-way from the Sioux Falls Skyforce. He's an interesting get, 3-and-D shooter, someone that we're going to need probably down later in the playoff time, who can just shoot that three and be cold and just guard the big in the 4 and the 5, especially with Al Horford getting older. Other couple players that we need to mention other than those three, we actually have to talk about Taylor Funk. He's a 6'8". He's a 6'8" guy. Big shooter, a young 26, not in his full prime. Interesting there, but he's a good guy. Great on the free throw percentage, good shooter. Brandon Slater, another player. Now, he's averaging only 6.2 points per game, but don't let those stats fool you. Brandon Slater is a defensive menace. Came from Villanova, and I actually know him a little bit from the high school days and stuff. Brandon Slater is a 3-and-D shooter, someone that can shoot the wing, tall, lanky wing, and play defense for you. So you're not asking him to score 18, but he's another Jordan Walsh type athlete. I just think he's a better shooter than Jordan Walsh and a little more mature because he stayed in college a little longer than Jordan Walsh. So that just coming from the Jay Wright system. They prepare you to be a pro. And also he's learned from other Villanova greats such as Jalen Brunson, who's our division rival, and also Ryan Archignato and other Dante DiVincenzo. So coming from that Villanova system, they develop good pros. So Brandon Slater is someone that you should keep an eye on just in case you get a two-way or get called up for the Celtics later on in the year. And obviously we got to keep about another point guard that we have to talk about is DJ Stewart. He's literally a scoring first point guard. His defense is a little bit of a liability, but when I saw him play, he was scoring the lights out. Him and Brandon Slater were actually going off, and Brandon actually picked up the slack for Jordan Walsh along with DJ Stewart. DJ Stewart is someone who's like a 1-2 punch with J.D. Davison and someone you should look out in the future. Someone you should look out in the future just because he's just a solid guard. And coming from Duke, and how Jayson Tatum and that Duke connection, that brotherhood, how they play is very smart, meticulous, and they're freak athletes. All that together, DJ Stewart's a smart point guard who can get it done and just get you a bucket when he needs to. So he might be your go-to guy at the end of the basket. As now his dream wish is hopefully we get him to play defense like Rondo, but we'll see how that goes. But that's all I got for you talking about the Maine Celtics. Tune in to more for Celtics Digest for more Celtics content from all of our creators here at Celtics Digest. And hopefully I'll have more on the G League coming up later this season, and hopefully do more talking about the G League and how they're going, and maybe the Maine Celtics will improve. But I want you guys to think about that and swallow this information, keep this all in, and we'll talk to you soon. I'm Agyekum-Harris, and this is Celtics Digest.